And this is the Little Greenhouse Creates. Thank you for joining me today, and we are on the scrapbooking week. If you saw my video this morning, you would have seen the run through of all the papers that you can get for this workshop kit. So we're doing the Turtley Sweet workshop kit, and I put my teeth back in, we can start again. Earlier on today I did the video of, as I say, all the kit, what comes in. I have now cut it all down, and we are going to put the first double page spread together. So because I can't get the angle, a larger angle, we're going to do page by page. So this is the first page. So I'm going to use the instructions as a guideline, because there are a few alterations I'm going to make, because it's just slightly different for my photographs. So it suggests one photograph on the front page, which I have done, and this is a photograph of my grandson back in 2021 when he was playing in the garden, having a lovely time in our paddling pool. So I'm going to adhere this to the brown paper. I'm thinking it's crumb cake. I am thinking it's crumb cake, just so that's safe. Okay, so let's pop that onto there. So it's got a nice little border all the way around. There we go. Perfect. So I can put that aside for the moment. And then we're just going to start straight away. Well, we are, once I've put the glue dots on. So where is my pokey tool? You start something, you think you're sorted out, and then you're ending up. It's okay, we can do it from here. So I'm going to pop one glue dot down there. And then I'm going to pop the second one down in the bottom right hand corner. For some reason that's adhered itself to my finger. And then I'm going to put, now this is specifically for the kit. That's only printed on one side, and it's in the garden green, I believe. There we go. So that is now down and hopefully will not move. I can pop my glue dots aside for a second and we can begin. So we've got this lovely sheet of Granny Apple Green, and that goes roughly around here. So let's have a look. So 1, 2, let's say about there, I would say. So we're looking at 10 1/4. Yeah, on both sides, and I'm just going to stick that down with my stamping seal. There we go. Oh, look at that. We've run out of stamping seal straight away. That's fine. I can grab myself another one. So I've got a feeling it's going to be one of those weeks. There we go. So that's that sorted down. Right, let's put that down, and I will bring out my stamp and seal refill, which is there. So it's quite easy to refill if you have not done one of these before. Simply snip off the top. There we go. That comes out, and you've got this little refill. Then you can open your gadget. This bit unfortunately gets thrown away, and then this bit gets popped into there onto its little spokes, and then that slips over like so. So as you can see, quite quick and easy. It seems to be in securely. Right, we can carry on. So the next thing to put over is this little striped paper. So you've got the turtles on this side, but we're actually doing the stripes. Oh, they're going to go sideways as well. So that is just about the 10-inch mark, and I've got equal gapping on either side. So again, I can pop my, let's roll that forward so it's, come on, you can do it, you can do it. Ah, there we go. On there, in the middle. There we go. Oh no, I didn't do that bit. There we go. Right, So let's pop that over. We're going sideways again. So 10 inches roughly, equal spacing. There we go. Perfect. And then the next thing to put on is this little green sheet, which goes straight over the top. So that lines up with this one. Lovely. Again, we'll just do a little bit of the tape. Not too much, because we will have to put some stuff underneath it. So there we go. And straight down. There we go. Quite quick, really, to put this one together. And now we need to put, so this strip of paper comes like that, just peels off, and we're looking at about, oh, I'd say, yeah, there, 1 inch, and that will go all the way across. It doesn't go all the way to the 12-inch, but it works pretty well. And then, because you're going to cover this edge up with a sentiment, so you've got this turtley sweet sentiment that will go here, and that will just cover up your end of strip there. So the next thing to do is to pop our photograph down. So I'm just going to put it in the middle. So as I say, this is just a couple of photographs really of my grandson playing in the back garden way back in 2021. He's having a lovely time. It's a dinosaur paddling pool, and he's just, you can see it's just big enough for him, and there is water in there, I promise. And it was warm. Nothing worse than getting in a cold paddling pool, is it? Right, so now we can just add some more of our embellishments really. So I have got a light piece of Granny Apple Green to go across here. So again, you can use glue or you can use your Stampin' Seal. I'm just going to use a bit of glue, as that will give me a tiny bit of wriggle room to position it exactly where I'm happy for it to go. So that's going to go just about there. I don't know if you can hear the magpies. They're just outside my window having an argument with each other, which to me says one thing, and that's my cat's out there. We've got this beautiful turtle with his binoculars, and he's looking for a bird which seems to be perched up here. So he's going to sit on here. Let's move him over a bit. Right, I'm not going to stick him fully down because the compass goes underneath, and that will go like that, just underneath there, like so. And then you can stick them all down fully. Perfect, look at that. And then I've got this little, sign that says "Too Cute," which to me is totally correct. Ah, yes, I was right. I can see my cat. She's just, do I want it? I think I'm going to put it at an angle. Doesn't suggest an angle, but I feel like it should be an angle, so that's the way we're going. And then I have these 2 semicircles, one that's going to go there, and then the second one's to go there, and then we've got this one and this one to poke up there. And then I should have, she says somewhere, there it is, a piece of this to slide down there, like so. Right, so let's just add our glue on these pieces. Let's tag that in there like that. There we go. And then we've just got these 4. Oh, hello. Excuse me a second. And we're back. Sorry about that. the postman called and he was dropping off the dog food and all sorts of things happened. So probably for seconds for you, but actually about 15 minutes for me, we are back and we are ready to go. So I have stuck these two down. Oh no, I haven't stuck that one down, but I have stuck that one down. And I've stuck the Turtley Sweet down here at the bottom, so that we are literally ready to go and do our second page. So that will go under there. Lift it up slightly and I can pop it under. There we go. Perfect. So that is our first page completed. I have got my second page ready. I have stuck down the angles, these bits, and we're ready to go with all the pieces. Now, the first thing I need to say is that the photographs in the workshop call for them to be 3 by 4, but actually mine are 4 by 6. And so I took out the backing and brought in another piece of card base. My photographs are actually 4 inches by 5 3/4. So these are, the paper is now 8 1/4 by 6 inches. And we're going to stick the 2 pictures down using my, excuse me, stamp and seal. Now on this one, oh, excuse me, I am actually going to use my flip flap to put the photographs over the top. So, oh, don't use glue. Never use glue. Oh, your poor photographs would really suffer. There we go. So, I'm going to slip those in. Nice and easy. There, look at that, perfect. So, and then the flip flaps. Now, if you haven't seen a flip flap before, it's this little gadget here. It says, take a photograph out. So basically, it sits over the photographs that you've got stuck in, and then it shows you the photograph. So what you'll do is this photograph will slip into here. So it will become the front photograph. And then when you lift it up, you've got another photograph here. And because it's sitting behind this one, like so, you won't actually see the, well, you can have it like that, or you can put it on the outside of your protecting sheet, which is probably what I will do. So anyway, let's get back to our scrap pages. So we are on our second page, and as I was saying, because they're saying 3 by 4, I've actually put it on to a 8 1/4 by 6. So it's the same layout as the previous page. So we're looking at 10 1/4 for this first page. There we go. So let's do that at 10 1/4. There we go. And then we've got our other piece. That's going upwards this time. So this is going to go and sit at the 10-inch mark. So let's just, oops, come on you. There we go. Seems a shame to cover up the turtles, but it's what they've called for. So there we are. That sticks down. Now there should be a green piece that goes over, but because I have got my brown, it's the same size. So I'm taking the green piece out totally, and then we've just literally got our embellishments to add. So let's see. So the first thing I need to do is, when you've got a flip flap going over like so, and because it doesn't matter whether it's inside or outside, you want to make sure that none of your embellishments are over the top. So therefore it doesn't cover, because obviously you wouldn't be able to lift, or if it was like so, you'd miss half the picture. So you're aiming for your embellishments just to be a little bit over to the right, whereas normally we put our embellishments over the photographs, you know. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is stick this down. So I will use my glue for this. Just give me a little bit of wriggle room. And I'm going to put it off slightly off to the left so that I can get the embellishment down here, because on the actual instructions the embellishment goes over the photographs. My photographs are bigger than the photographs in the suggestion, and obviously I'm going to put a flip flap in, so I don't want to cause it all to be hidden. So we've got Fun This Way, which is a wonderful sticker. So that's going to go just about there. I don't want him to go over the edge. There we go. Okay, and then we've got the strip that we had on the previous one. So that's this crumb cake strip. So that's going to go on the 1 inch, just there. Now, will this one go all the way across? Probably not, because the other one didn't. There we go, all the way there. Then we have got some green strips to go in. So let's have a look. So this one is 1M, and 1M goes down here. It goes all the way across, like so. So let's do that with our glue. Did you see that? Was that totally off camera? I do apologise if it was. I'll redo that. So it's going to go there on the bottom. Right, let's turn that around. I'm going to add. There we go. Ooh. Bring that along. There we go. So that's that piece. Then we've got now 1F. This was meant to be on the other side, but because I've got one of the pieces missing, I decided to bring the 1F across and just add it there for a little bit of detail. So it should have, can't get it out now. It should have gone here, under there. But because I haven't got this piece, I decided to take it and pop it under here. So I'm just going to add that just down there for a bit more detail. So I'm going to bring that in. There we go. Should I put it that way? Did I lift that one up? No, let's do it here. Let us do it here. I had to think about that, but we would. Oh, I've got all the wildlife today. I've had the magpies and the pigeons have just arrived. Oh, and they've just hit the window. Oh, goodness gracious me. What's it say about don't, they say don't act with animals and children. So I think it's don't record with animals around. This then goes, I'm going to put them on here. They have suggested here, but I'm actually going to put it on this section here. So I'm going to put one here and one here. So obviously the instructions are only guidelines, so you can put them as and where you want to. Quite happy with that. Take you off. Right, let's glue those down. Oh, before I say, the pigeon is fine. He just shook his head and carried on arguing with the other pigeon that was chasing him. So there is no damage to either window or pigeon. I've got very big windows to the left of me, when we had them installed, it never occurred to me that the pigeons would just constantly, or any birds, constantly just fly into it. So we've had to put things on the window so that they try and notice that they are there. Right, so as I've moved that over, the sentiment isn't quite going to fit over the photograph, but that's fine. Then I've got my Let's Explore, so that can go in between. And this little red bird is meant to go up here, but I'm wondering if she should go here. And it looks like she's reading the information. Can you, sorry. Gosh. So this little red bird's meant to be here, but I'm going to pop her here with the sentiment, the journaling. Right, let's stick those down. So this, I'm going to actually put this one on dimensionals. So let's bring in my dimensionals, because there's quite a few layers here. So let's have a bit of dimension so that it stays above. There we go. There we go. Lovely. And then I'm going to stick this down. I'm going to stick it down. I'm going to wait and do the journaling. Just trying to decide where to put him. Maybe I'll just put him there. Who knew something that's so simple could be quite a decision breaker? It's got to look right, hasn't it? You've got to feel that it's in the right position for you. Do you know what? I'm going to pop that back. I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to stick that down once I've done the journaling. So there we go. That is today's project with all the interruptions. I do apologise. But hopefully you got the gist, and I will be back on Wednesday with our second one. So do join me then. It'll be lovely to catch up with you. So whatever you do for the day, take care and happy crafting. Bye.